280 مسافرا و15 شخصا تابعين لطاقم الطائرة. البوينغ 777 كانت تحلق على ارتفاع 10,000 كيلومتر ساعة وقوع الحادث، حيث كانت قادمة من أمستردام باتجاه كوالالمبور. على تويتر أعلنت شركة الخطوط الماليزية أنها فقدت الاتصال مع الرحلة MH17 فوق أوكرانيا. زعيم الانفصاليين الروس اتهم الأوكرانيين بالوقوف وراء الحادث. الرئيس الأوكراني لم يتأخر بالرد، ودعا الخبراء الهولنديين إلى فتح تحقيق في طبيعة الحادث.
Оно сначала летело.
Тогда там в нескольких частях, слышишь? Да, походу горит.
The plane was traveling at an altitude of 10 kilometers, that's just over 6 miles, when it was downed. The Ukrainian Interior Ministry said a missile was fired by a Buk system. This is a tracked vehicle that can fire missiles up to 14,000 meters in the air with a range of 45 kilometers. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces have these systems.
The SA-11
has a powerful radar which would have been scanning 360 degrees for target pressure. It would be difficult to mistake a fighter jet for a passenger plane, but military transports, which have been targeted recently, can appear similar.
These are radar-guided missiles, so it will have...
They did attempt to communicate. Now, the issue with the transponder and swapping the right codes and making sure you identify yourself as this particular flight would depend on many things. It would depend on the pilot, making sure they have the right codes in the airliner. It would depend upon the intercepting aircraft or radar being able to intercept that and know that it's a civilian jetliner, and they should have it. Certainly Russia has it, the Ukraine has it, and if it was a military flight and they were, up at altitude, they actually, they shouldn't have been at the commercial jetliner altitude, but in conflict, people ignore the international laws, of course, then it could have been an air missile. It could have been a heat-seeking missile as well. So it's difficult to tell, but a lot depends. People don't understand how very important it is to have those identifier codes identifying your aircraft as a civilian aircraft. This is very, very important. So there may be similarities between the disappearance in terms of identification of the plane, et cetera, but at 32,000 feet, there's no reason.
David Susi, I want to bring you back into this discussion. As we look at this map, we see the border between Ukraine and Russia, which has been in the news so much of late because of the hostilities there. Is that an area that a commercial airline should be flying over at all?
I wish that they had thought of that ahead of time, but yeah, there are routes there that they can fly. But the challenge is that when there's a conflict going on, there's no restricted routes. They're supposed to say, hey, these places are safe. They can go through here without any problem. Now, with regard to the being shot down or not, Mary's point was good about the fact that at that altitude, it shouldn't be involved in that conflict, and it should be a safe altitude to be at. And remember, too, that ground-to-air missiles really aren't designed for that high of an altitude. There's some very specialized ones that are, but in this particular conflict, it's not that sophisticated. You'd be looking at small